quick couple of questions. What do you guys think of this book so far? Honestly.
Well, the book is corny.
Yeah, really, it's not.
Does everyone agree with that? It's corny? What makes it corny?
The way, why would you want to change your name to Blue Adventure?
I mean, we understand that, all right.
Wait a minute, come on. Look, we have some bizarre names like Dog and Snoop and...
I mean, but that's not a his,
That's not his name, that's just what they call him.
that's a nickname. You can have it as a nickname, but like, why would
you want to just change it, period? Just because your daddy got
Good
into a car
question.
accident.
Why do you think someone would want to change their name to something really bizarre?
Because he wants to be a superhero.
Because he wants to be something that is not.
Noticeable.
He wants to be what?
Probably wants attention and wants to be noticeable.
Dude, you use some of these words.
So if someone chooses to change their name, they're looking for, what do you think? Attention of some kind,
Yeah.
right? So maybe there's more to the name change than what your first visceral thinking is. When I read, I'm always thinking about there's underlying things going on. And that, let's face it, the first 40 pages of the book, is that really telling you what's going on in the book? What's it doing, the first 40 pages?
Just giving us a general idea.
It's setting up the story, right?
Yeah.
So, is it fair to judge a book by the first 40 pages?
No, we can't even do that.
Not necessarily. You've got to really give a book a lot more depth and understanding. And as a reader, you need to start asking yourself questions right off the bat. For example, so for me as a reader, my thinking is this. Somehow in this book, names have some significance.
My name is complete.
Somehow names in this book are going to somehow come around to be important because everyone has, when they're talking in this book about the names are always jumping out at you or having some kind of significance. All right, so let's read a little bit and we'll talk a little bit more. Okay, I'm at the top of 40 where it says before. Before Margie and Omaha left Tulsa forever, for what Margie told the post office was destination unknown, but was really Omaha, Nebraska, they stopped by the penitentiary to say goodbye to Travis. Who's Travis? We don't know yet, do we?
No.
Let's find out. Since his father had simply vanished into the midst one day before he was born, Margie and Omaha were the only known relatives he had in the world. So now we know who he is, right?
Yeah.
Known relatives, because how could he possibly know that the officer who was standing guard by the prisoner's entrance that day was the great-great-grandson of his father's great-grandmother's youngest brother? Oh, but if he knew, wow. Wouldn't it give him a laugh, though? Related to the guard, he would say, out of sight. As for the guard, it would really spoil his day. But no matter, neither one would ever find out. Now that's interesting. You may argue. Now, as a reader, I'm thinking, I want to find out what the reason why she doesn't like him and why this guy went to jail. This is intriguing me now. Okay. But Travis was nothing like Harry McGinnis. Travis was like his father, angular, blonde, hot-headed, and dyslexic. I have a job waiting for me in Omaha, Margie said flatly, not even bothering to explain to him that she had always loved the name of that town. Aha, there's an aha for me. What's that aha?
That's why she named it.
That's why she named Omaha, Omaha. The thing is, I'm trying to ditch Johnny Brown once and for all, and listen, Travis, if by some fluky chance he finds out you're here and comes around asking for us, will you please do me a huge favor and tell him you don't know where we went? I never want to see him again. Marge could have very well added, and I never want to see you again either, but she didn't. And if the truth be known, he'd often wish he'd just get off his back. Sometimes out of guilt, she used to pat his head or try to give him an awkward hug when he was little. But it would always make him feel creepy. So that's what you're talking about, the vibe. He could sense that even though she was trying to be nice, she didn't like him. And he could sense that and made him feel creepy. Finally, he just came out and told her he didn't want her hugging him anymore. And she said that was fine with him, so they both got what they wanted. Just kind of leave me alone. I don't want any part of you. Okay, he said in response to her request, I will. He paused, knit his brow, he corrected, I won't. He closed his eyes and sighed. I sure wish I could go to Omaha, Nebraska. He jerked his head around and slapped his thigh. Dang, he said. Only he didn't say dang. What he really said was some foul language. Of your choice.
I'm not correct. Yeah.
To know all is to forgive all, as the sweet maxim goes. Were Margie's actions regarding Johnny Brown and her son Travis mean and vindictive? Well, some might say that. But oh, can anyone really know the depth of resentment and pain the two had caused her throughout her years? Why couldn't Travis behave like a regular kid? Why was he always in trouble? And then there was Johnny. Why couldn't he have just gone ahead and married her, for God's sakes? After all, it's only a piece of paper. So as a reader, I'm thinking here, Margie,
That's the issue.
what is she doing with her issues? Now, at the jail, sitting in the crowded visitors' room, at their brown formica tables, the two of them were laughing, recalling those incidents of former days, but being careful not to mention those other times. Those occasional uncontrollable fits of anger that would sometimes overtake poor Travis, brought on by who knows what, and finally leaving him sobbing, bitter, with grief at the pain which he had caused. Now this is interesting to me, because as a reader I'm saying, this is not a really bad kid, right? He loves his sister, they had great times together, but he's got some serious emotional issues that cause him to behave in a way that takes him over the edge, which clearly has landed him in jail. Rage. So I'm thinking, as a reader, I want to get more into this kid and find out a lot more about what caused these issues in him. So I want to continue going on here. The author is doing a great job of setting up all these unanswered questions for us.
He wants you guys the reader to be curious.
Yeah, the curiosity is going to lead us to do what?
Read more.
Continue to read on. That's what we want to do. And that's what proficient readers do. They look for these unanswered questions in the text, and that causes questions to start circling in their mind and causes an impetus to keep on reading. And that's what we're doing. That's how you become proficient readers. You don't read just for the sake of getting to the text. You're looking for these type of contextual questions that are going to initiate more questions for you.